Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review, and welcome to a special edition of Asian and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. And I'm here today to talk to you about The Haunting Hour Season 1 Pool Shark. So, this episode talks about the Hawaiian folk legend of Nanahue. I hope I said that right. So, I've never talked about this episode of The Haunting Hour before, and that's because it's not particularly one of my favorites. The reason for that is because while it's interesting, and it's interesting in a creepy kind of way, it doesn't frighten me, it doesn't scare me, and the build-up was starting to be okay until it kind of falls flat towards the end. And because of that, I was never really creeped out or worried like, some of the other episodes and stuff when people's lives were in danger. Plus, I never heard of the Nanahue like legend before. And while researching it just now, like the show gives a glimpse into the legend, but it doesn't really fully go into it. And it's kind of hard to find online. When I looked for Nanahue, all I could get was Shark King from DC Comics. I'm like, that's kind of weird. But doing some further research, I was able to find a little bit more. I found two completely different legends. And so because this episode is kind of it's mid and kind of bleak. I never really talked about it for Halloween, but like when talking about Asian and Pacific Islander like Heritage Month, I'm like, oh wait, I remember that episode, and I can finally talk about some Pacific Islander type stuff because I really don't know much of any to talk about for like this month. Only I really know about is Asian type stuff from like the movies and shows I've seen. And one of the reasons for that is because Pacific Islander content is very, very, very rare in America, Hollywood. Like they had Baywatch Hawaii, but I don't remember nothing about that. And I remember Jason Momoa was in that. But I don't remember nothing about like the legend, if they were talking about any legend of Hawaiian stuff or anything like that. So with this episode, the cast is really interesting. I was at first gonna originally not even talk about this episode because like three of the characters in here are people of color, but they're not necessarily Hawaiian. I can't find out. So it stars that of Bobo Stewart, who people know from like the Twilight movies, I believe, and he plays Kai. And so it also stars Patrick Gallagher. He plays Lonnie. And it also stars that of Drew Ray Tanner. And so with these three guys, from what I can tell about their ethnicity, Bobo is like Chinese, Native American, and a little Spanish. And when I further went some more research, it turns out he has Hawaiian ancestry in him. I can't talk today. And so he's not born in Hawaii. I would assume they would have went with an actual Hawaiian, actor who at least born there, but they didn't do that. And then the guy who plays his father, Patrick, he's half Chinese, but I can't find no Hawaiian ancestry. Why can't I talk? Ancestry in him. And as for Drew, all I could find is that he's half like Chinese as well. And no part of Hawaiian I could find in his ethnicity. I could say that a whole lot better. So none of these three actors are actually born in Hawaii, which is kind of odd that, they would tell this Hawaiian story with supposed Hawaiian characters, but they're not really Hawaiian. Although, like I said before, I found Bobo, it does have some Hawaiian in his ancestor line. And so, with this episode, Kai, he is having nightmares, as they always do in the haunting hours. But he's having a very unusual nightmare. His nightmare is that he's in a pool full of water and he sees a shark. And it's quite odd that he will always dream about that. He's a lifeguard, I believe. And so, like, he works at a pool, but he doesn't really know how to swim. He is terrified of the water, and it's all because of his nightmares he's always having about sharks. I believe he dreamt at one point, or he believes that he was attacked by a shark at one point when he was younger. And so he just has a natural fear of the water, and he will not get in any body of water whatsoever. Well, he meets this one girl named Alexa, and he is smitten by her. She's beautiful and he likes her, and she needs help, like, learning how to swim. And comes the bully of the episode, Cameron, who constantly makes fun of Kai, talking about how can you be Hawaiian and don't know how to swim and all this other stuff. So he's always challenging Kai and this and that, like to swim, but Kai just will not get in the water. He has a natural fear of it. And so with that, coupled with all his nightmares he's having, he's not sure what the world is going on. He talks to his cousin. His cousin is played by Drew. His cousin is named Michael. And Michael tells him the story of Nanahue. He tells him of the legend of a shark that once saw this beautiful maiden on the shores of Hawaii. So when he came on land, he turned himself into a man. Him and that woman later married, and they had kids and stuff. And so this story isn't really helping Kai with his fears and stuff. And so at one point in time when Kai was at the pool, the indoor pool, and he was talking to Alexa and Cameron and all of them, he saw something in the water. He saw a shark fin floating around, swimming around in the pool. Now that part is cool, and it had me intrigued. I liked that. I'm like, whoa, how is this shark in the pool? But only he can see it, and nobody else can. And so it is freaking him out. And when he tries to tell people, they think he's crazy. And so at one point, after Kim and Cameron got into it, and he's too afraid to get into the water, he has decided he is going to conquer his fear, and conquer his fear by killing the shark. So he makes a spear, and his father wants to know, what's he going to do with this, and, and stuff like that. Well, anyway, he heads out to the pool. He's looking around for the shark, and he finally sees it. Now, the CGI on the shark is cool. They mostly just take footage of an actual shark in real water and stuff like that, and they couple it in with the actual practical stuff that's going around in the show. But it doesn't really feel scary. It doesn't really feel like, oh, it's gonna get you, you know what I'm saying? And so here he is, he's in the water, and he's getting ready to kill the shark. But then he goes under. The shark pulls him under. I'm like, oh man, what's going on? And then all of a sudden, you see two fins floating around. I'm all like, okay, I can kind of see what's going on here now. And so out the water comes Kai and Lonnie, his father. And it was his father that he kept seeing in the water all them days ago and stuff. His father tells him they are both part of the clan of Nanahue and everything, the children, the offspring of Nanahue. And it skips a couple of generations, so his cousin does not have that gift. And so he tells him, since he's becoming of age, what I'm saying, this is why he's starting to transform and starting to get these visions, and why he can only see his father, stuff like that. And so he no longer has a general fear of it. And his father tells him, this is a great responsibility and all this other stuff. Well, of course, being him, he wants to get back at that dude. So he challenges him, Cameron, for a race while Alexa is there. They're both swimming. Cameron's about to win. But then all of a sudden, Cameron sees the shark fin, and he hightails it on out of there. And then next thing you know, he exposes himself to that of Alexa. She's not frightened. She's not scared. Similar to the maiden of that Nanahue and stuff, I guess. And so because of that, they're gonna start like a relationship, and he gives her like a swim on his back, and then it ends. We don't get to see no transformation sequence or nothing like that, so that would have helped, you know what I'm saying? Because this is supposed to be like a kid's horror show. But like I said before, I just felt like this story was a bit underwhelming. It was interesting and creepy, but then after a while, it just went to that light, fluffy part that sometimes the haunting hour is known for. Now, as for Nana and Hue, what I could only find about that is two different stories. One story is that Nanahue is the son of the Shark King, and he's human. When his mother gives him a bath near the ocean shoreline and stuff, that is when he transforms. That is one story I found. Another story is quite more interesting and stuff and a lot more scarier. And one of them is being that Nanahue is still, you know, a human from the Shark King and everything, and his mother is a maiden who's human. His father told his mom never let him eat meat. Well, guess what she does? She let him eat like some meat, and he eats like small creatures in the ocean and stuff. However, he starts to, like, you know, at some point have a shark's mouth that's big and gaping and open attached to his back, and so it causes him some disfigurement, and so he's not really sure what's going on and this and that. But then later on, from what I read, he starts eating people and stuff because he now has a taste for meat, and he's constantly eating people. He's constantly going from one area of, like, you know, the continent to like another, and he then finds a maiden and who he falls in love with, but then who he tries to eat as well. So he's constantly moving around, and the townspeople are constantly trying to kill him while he escapes. At some point in time, they do kill him. I'm not sure which legend is true. Like I said before, it's hard to find anything on the internet, which is very shocking because you can find anything on the internet, but this is all I could find. Happy Asian and Pacific Islander month, everybody. Alrighty, well, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.